All right, guys, it's your boy Beast Patita, man. Back in the lab, back in the studio. Yeah, I just wanted to give y'all some tips and tricks on how to get more out of your studio. So I wrote down 10 tips on my board. Some of them are technical and some of them are more like, lifestyle and just things to know when you're in the studio with an artist and how to get the most out of the experience. So, the number one tip I would say is comfort. You want to be comfortable with the artist, you want to be comfortable with yourself, you want to be comfortable in your environment, and just, always, feel, at your best, at your peak, so that way you're delivering a good product. Um, Tip number two, I would say is more technical. You want to, always be mindful of your levels and how hot you're coming in. You don't want to record too low. You can hear it. It's clear. It's not muffled. But then again, it's not distorting because, we all know as engineers, producers, you can't do anything with a clip vocal. The third tip, communication with the artist is very important. It's very big. Like, you want to make sure you're on the same page and that they're comfortable and they understand the job at task. Want to do a drill song and then you're in more of like a trap mode, y'all on the same page and y'all communicating. Like when he says, oh, run it back, you don't want to be lagging and slow and playing it back when he doesn't want to hear it back, or he or she is hearing it back. Not like they bossing you around. Even if you work for yourself and you make your own music, like I'm an artist myself, so I know how I would like to be recorded. So in that case, that will actually help me. I know, the pace and like how I want to record. But you got to take your client and you got to take their opinion like into consideration. Fourth tip I would say is awareness. That goes along with like comfort. You want to be aware of what you're doing, the things that you're doing in Pro Tools or whatever DAW you're using. You want to be aware like of whether they're too close to the mic or whether they're too far from the mic placement, your monitoring. You're aware of just everything that's going on, and especially in like a commercial studio, you want to make sure that you're aware of people coming in and out of the room. I'm saying noises, external. Like right now, there's some my dad's playing some Haitian music in the background, so it's like it's probably gonna get in the video, but you want to be aware of all factors, for me, especially things you can't control. But if it's something that you can control, you want to make sure that you're on top of it, because that's just showing professionalism and showing that you know what you're doing. You're the master of your studio. Number 5 goes more technical, is equipment. You always have to service your equipment as an engineer. Like when I went to school, like what I'm saying, you're kind of like a technician in a way. Like you want to be able to troubleshoot your wires, make sure that your wires aren't piling up and like tripping over your monitors or your subwoofer. You want to make sure before an artist gets in the studio, you're already loaded up in Pro Tools, the template's already loaded up. Make sure as soon as they come in, all they have to do is record. So like with that being said, you want to make sure your equipment is in tip-top shape. You don't want to be like, oh, I haven't got on a computer in a week or two, and then when you cut on the computer, it has to do the whole update, the Windows updating or the Mac updating, or like your computer's lagging. You want to make sure everything is flawless, seamless. Number 6 is like more of a creative thing. Genre, like I said, that goes back to communication too with the artist. You want to make sure y'all on the same page of like what genre are y'all doing. If it's an R&B mode, maybe you need to turn down the lights more, light a candle or something. You want to make sure with the genre you're staying on task. You pick the right beat, whether you're producing it or it's a type beat off YouTube. Just stay locked into like what genre or what type of music y'all are making. If the artist needs you to cook up a beat from scratch, make sure you got your keyboard, you got your MIDI keyboard, your drum machine. If you play an instrument, make sure you have your instruments on deck. Make sure that you know the style of music that you're making. Number 7, organization. You want to be very organized as an engineer. That is what takes you to another level, and that's what makes your clients look at you like you're a professional. So you want to be organized, have your tracks labeled, have everything saved in a proper folder. Make sure you date everything, because a studio session is a timestamp. That is the master track right there. That will get you far with labels, with A&Rs, with publishing companies, and also just for a personal record. You want to make sure that you're organized to the T. The type beat, make sure you have a folder just for YouTube beats that you download. Have a folder for the beats you've produced. Have a folder for if it's a repeat client and an artist that you work with frequently, make sure that you create a named file for them too. That way, everything is in right where it should be, and you're not bouncing around and I don't know. Make sure you label your hard drives. Like, I got a hard drive right here. You want to make sure you got your hard drives with certain stickers, or you could manually write on it, but just make sure you're organized. You know where things go. Number 8 is creativity. You want to be creative. You're not just a robot in the studio. You want to make sure that you're being creative. You feel me? You want to put your own sauce in it. You want them to know that, you got a brain too. You got a style too. So it's like, it's not just, what I'm saying, you're just a worker and you're just doing it by the book, the school way, or the way you learned at a studio, the internship way. You want to do it your way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own, like, quirks to how they record. Some people do things this way, some people do things that way. So just keep in mind that, always be creative, especially as an engineer. I'm a producer and I'm an artist as well. So creativity for me is inevitable. Like, I'm always gonna be creative. I'm always gonna, implement my own ways of doing things, and make sure that that goes along with the communication with the artist. Let them know that, hey man, like, what I do, this is what I do, and I'm gonna mix it. we're gonna marry the two ideas, what you do and what I do. Cohesive project. Number 9, this is technical again. Monitoring. You got to make sure that, if you got speakers and you're playing them out, you want to monitor everything within all your parameters. You feel me? Your master track, your how loud the beat is. You feel me? You don't want the beat to be super loud and the vocals to be super low. Just monitor everything. Make sure that when you're playing it back, you're playing it back. Like, a lot of artists, they always tell me, after they punch in, after a take or two, they'll be like, yo, play it out loud. Artists love listening to it out loud. Like, so you got to be able to, like, so, and now I know a lot of y'all have home studios. I have a home studio, but my home studio is optimized to where I can play it out loud and it's not a problem. But you want to be able to play it out loud, make sure the headphones are loud enough, and just make sure that the listening experience is the best that it could be. So monitoring is that goes with leveling, and that's very important. That's like very technical. So leveling your equipment, monitoring, those are the technical things. I'm not really trying to get technical because engineering, recording, making music, production is way more than the technical aspects. I could talk, nerd talk all day, but it's really more creative and more communication than anything. And then the last tip is just to have fun. Have fun. Don't make it like you're going to school, or make it like you're going to church. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an experience. Recording music is very fun. It's very, it's very creative. It's very, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have fun with it. You're gonna have a good time, from start to finish. Like, from the moment you load up the beat and everybody's listening to the beat to the moment the artist is jotting down lines in their phone or just going off the head punching in, it's a fun experience. So you want to make sure that you're in the mood. You want to make sure that you have high, good energy. You want to make sure it's respectful. You want to make sure that the artist knows that, hey man, we coming out this with a hit. So, you know what I'm saying? Those are my 10 tips for, like, being a good engineer, producer, mix engineer, artist. Like, you doing features, whatever. Like, this is more than just being a producer, engineer. It's about being having good studio etiquette. Pretty much this video is about studio etiquette. But, you know what I'm saying, these will in turn make your mixes and make your songs come out better. So, like, just keep in mind that, it's not so formal. Keep in mind that, you're not just working for an artist and you're just a slave to the artist. Incorporate your own ideas. Take care of your stuff. Take care of your equipment, and, you know what I'm saying, be organized. And those 10 things will get you more clients. They'll get you, more engagement. They'll get you further in the music industry. Even if it's independent, or you want to be on the commercial side, you want to be, a big time artist, like an industry artist. Because this whole, music thing, whether you're on YouTube, TikTok, whether you're signed artist to a label, whether you have a distribution deal, we're all in it for the same reason. I'm saying I'm 11 years in now. I started in 2015, so I just want to, you know what I'm saying, give y'all some tips and tricks. Like, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of, I make music, you know, very often, whether I'm producing my own stuff and recording my own stuff, or I'm working with artists, or even if I'm in a like more of an A&R seat and I'm like giving advice to up and coming artists. So that's what this video is pretty much about. It's just to, you know, give y'all some pointers on how to maximize y'all studio, whether it's a home studio or commercial studio. I'm saying, guys, it's your boy Beats by T Dot, man. I got a new tape on the way. Check out my tape. And for me, I dropped Faith Over Fear. You know what I'm saying? Got it tatted on me. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Have fun out here and be on the lookout for new videos.